Good afternoon, my friends, my awesome followers, and my group of members of the channel. Thank you very much for your continued support on this YouTube journey of transparency, moral courage, and integrity. Now, I'm sure by now you're all fully aware that I would like to stand up for what I believe is right. And on this channel, I cover many different topics. One of them is the current UK government. Now, whenever you send me messages and emails, I do look at them all. But some of them, you send me broken information, I'd call it. It's not fully there, so I can't really talk about it. I've seen today what's going on, and I have done a little bit of research into it. Now, I am not happy about the current UK Chancellor and the way spending is going. It seems to me, in my own opinion, that our own UK government do not support UK citizens. And I'll let you know the reason why I've come up with this. Now, I've sat back and I, like you, have watched what's happened in Afghanistan. I'm fully aware that those that served alongside British troops have been granted asylum in the UK. Now, they've been here a couple of years, which means the current government are now telling those people that they can now send for their families, and their families can seek asylum in the UK. That's an extra 15 to 20,000 people coming. It's going to take a lot of housing. I'm fully aware that the UK government has stated that its priority is to build more homes. But who gets their priority out of those houses? Because we've just granted asylum to those returning from Lebanon. British passport holders living in Lebanon are now going to be brought in, and they're going to go in front of the queue of UK citizens. Now, wait, let me get it off my shoulders. So people coming from Lebanon, with people coming from Ukraine, with people coming from Afghanistan and Iraq. But we've also people coming now from Israel that are coming across here, and they're using the Economic Court of Human Rights to gain passage, and human rights lawyers. They're gaining houses from that. Now, I look at that and I go, okay, well, who's going to pay for all this? Now, I understand that. Who's going to pay for this? Clearly, it's going to be taxpayers. Taxpayers are being hammered and hammered and hammered. We've just taken away £2.05 billion of allowances from UK pensioners for winter fuel allowance. I get it. We told students that if they voted for UK Labour, that there would be help with student loans. Well, student loans have now increased. Do your own research, look that out. But we're now being told, since the election and since Labour got into government, we're being told that there's a £20 billion black hole. Oh, where did this come from? Now, the Bank of England did give the Chancellor 10 billion to help with that. So he must think there's a bit of a black hole. But we're now telling them that we're now increasing things, death tax. People, millionaires want to leave the UK to protect their money. I understand that. So let's look at the nitty-gritty of this. 20 billion black hole. If there's a 20 billion black hole, and you're taking 2.05 billion away of allowances from the pensioners, why have you just announced to give 22 billion of taxpayers' money to try and help with net zero? That doesn't make sense, does it? Now, I've had all these notes down here and I was trying to work it out. So we're taking away from the pensioners that built the country, 2.05 billion. The Labour Party members aren't happy with that. Many Labour MPs aren't happy with that. And we've seen Labour MPs get suspended for going against what Sir Keir Starmer has voted in. So is it coming into a dictatorship? So let's say about the black hole. How do we fix that? Well, believe it or not, housing refugees each year has now risen to 4.5 billion. Foreign aid, UK foreign aid, giving foreign aid out, is at 15.4 billion. Now, here's something I've only just realised. UK foreign aid is completely different than UK economic aid. We are all a little bit naive to think that foreign aid is foreign aid when it's like there's many, many different purses. So it's costing the UK 15.4 billion a year in foreign aid, but it's also costing us 7.2 billion a year in foreign economic aid. We also have a disaster relief fund. It starts to work out, doesn't it? Now, what I've got here is the fact that the UK produces less than 1% of carbon emissions, but we're hammering our citizens to fix it. But the United Nations and the European Union are not putting pressure on countries outside of the system, which are producing up to 25% of carbon emissions. It's quite strange, that, isn't it? Now, what I have here is this. Not only have we just taken away winter fuel allowance, the UK government has just made a decision to actually write off £647 million in government PPE contracts that were handed out. They're going to write that off. Does that mean people like Baroness Michelle Mone, who made multi-million pounds, walks away scot-free? Does that mean that politicians whose friends had companies that actually got government grants to produce millions of pounds worth of PPE are written off? Are they above the law? They are, aren't they? Police investigations being cancelled. Shocking, isn't it? And taxpayers having to pay for it. Especially when members of Parliament's basic salary is over £91,000, and some of them claim expenses up to £30,000 to £40,000. Imagine being a member of Parliament where your wages do not cover your rent, your fuel, your transport, your car, your taxis, your train, your clothing, your food, your heating. What's the point of giving them wages? Shocking, isn't it? But what's more shocking is this. There is an independent commission for aid known as ICAI. Check this out. They have actually given allowance. Check this out. Please check it out. It is ICAI. So it's Independent Commission for Aid Impact. Have just told the Home Office that they have an unlimited amount of money to spend on housing asylum seekers in the UK. Unlimited. There's not an unlimited amount of money to spend on veterans or homeless or pensioners or the ill, but there's an unlimited amount of money from the ICAI to spend on asylum seekers. Sad world, isn't it? This is the government that the idiots voted in. Anyway, listen, thanks for listening and have a great day.